Hello, hello. Gosh, the snow has actually melted. So my kids have gone off with my mum to a concert, so I thought I'd make the most of having a little bit of time without them and have a play with my Brushos. This is a brand new product that I've not actually used before, so we're going to learn together. There we go. I'm trying out my tripod for the first time. I've had it in a box for about 18 months and finally found it. So here, within this box, we have 5 different colours of Brushos. So these are crystals that react with water, so they're like watercolour crystals. I think that's the best description that I can come up with. I'm sure there's a proper description somewhere. But basically, they're little crystals that you sprinkle onto your project and add water and they sort of explode. So let's have a go and see what actually happens. I thought that I would try the Russian blue and maybe some red. What do we think? Brilliant red and Russian blue. Let's have a go. This project actually will require some drying time, so I'm going to attempt to edit videos so that we can see what it looks like rather than doing this as a Facebook Live, because let's be honest, we don't want to sit and watch it dry. So I have got one of our aqua painters here. So I'm just going to add lots and lots and lots of water to my watercolour paper. Here, like so. Giving it a really good squeeze to try and get some water out. Hope this works. Right then. So I've just put a push pin in the top of them because that's the recommendation. You shouldn't actually open these up because you just want to sprinkle. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Oh, there we go. In fact, is that hole even going to be big enough for anything to come out of? Probably not. Really should have probably tested these things beforehand, but who cares? We're here to learn together, aren't we? Oh wow, look at that. How cool is that? Oh, I like this. Oh, seriously. So pretty. They look like flowers, don't they? Oh, I like this a lot. See, this is the worry. I'm now going to wreck it. I've got like a big water bulge here, haven't I? Shall I do this and see what happens? So next time I'm going to tape my paper down so it's flat. That's top tip we've learnt together, because you can see it's sort of all curling, isn't it? I feel the need to put something else here because it's a bit, I don't know. Oh, it's not spreading as well, is it now? Do we dare add some red? I don't know. Should we do it? What do you think? See, I'm talking to you like it's a Facebook Live, expecting you to go, oh yes, yes, do it, Nick, do it, do it. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? I turn it over when it's dry and do it again. Yeah. Oh. It's not so nice with the red, is it? No, I kind of messed it up. Who cares? Just making a background. I want to spritz it. I ain't got a spritzer handy, have I? Shall I flick some water at it? What do we think? Oh, Nick, you're just going to make a big mess. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, see, look, it's rubbish. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to start again. Hello, right, so I'm attempting to play with Brushos for the first time ever. I was doing it on camera and I've already learnt my first lesson, and that is use some masking tape, or in my case washi tape, to hold down your watercolour paper, because we're going to be playing with Brushos. Brushos is a brand new product from Stampin' Up. And you get 5 colours in your box. What can we see? I'm using my new tripod. I say new, it's been in a box for about 18 months and I've actually found it again after moving house. Ooh, see, this is not working very well. There we go. I think it, you know, it's not very tall, as you can see, so it's right in my workspace, so I'm going to take some time to get used to using it. So you get 5 colours in the box. You get moss green, Prussian blue, gamboge, brilliant red and yellow. So I was planning on making a nice background for Magical Day knights and dragons and things that we've got in that stamp set. And hopefully I'll film part 2 when this is dried and you can see the finished results. But I'm using my aqua painter to add water to my, what's this called? Watercolour paper, that's what this is called. So just adding loads and loads and loads of water to this to get it nice and wet. And hopefully the washi tape is going to hold this in place so it doesn't curl and buckle like the first one, which was fine, except for I had water pooling at the ends where it was curling over. So I had a sort of bolus of colour. So put a little push pin in the top of your Brushos. They recommend you don't open it because it's full of little colour crystals that explode when they hit the water. Look at that. How pretty is that? Oh, I love it. It's like fireworks, isn't it, going off? So pretty. You can mix the colours together if you want to. I did try that on the last one, and the more I look at it, the more I don't like it. So I'm just going to stick with blue for this one, just while I practice and get used to this new medium a bit more. And obviously the more colour you add, the more dark or vibrant it will be. But actually, do I put one up there? I don't know. Decisions. Oh, I've done it now. I may live to regret that, but you know, it's fine. Just making a pretty background. And then what we're going to do is let that dry. And then I'll be back for part 2 of colouring with Brushos. There we go, Brushos, yeah. But I really like that look, it's so pretty. Oh, right, I'll be back. Well, I say I'll be back. I've got to actually learn how to edit a video, which may take some time. So it could be 3 weeks before I actually post this, but who cares? So today I've been learning how to play with, well, not learning how to play with, I've been playing with Brushos, or learning how to use Brushos, which is a sort of background paint, which hopefully if I've learned to edit this video you'll have already seen. But so I thought I would have a play with some Stampin Blends as well, so that we can finish off the card with the background that I made. So this is the Magical Day stamp set. Oh dear, tripod, not used to this at all. So this is the Magical Day set. Love this one. So cute. So we're going to use the dragon, which I've just taken out of the box, and I shall put on my block. And then using some Memento ink, because we're using alcohol-based markers, so we need Memento ink so that it doesn't bleed. So just ink that up like so. And stamp it up here. Is this in shot? I don't even know. Can always move the camera, can't we, if it's no good. So this stamp set actually comes with a set of coordinating dies as well, so you can cut them out really easily. Oh good, that is in shot, excellent. So now I'm going to colour with my Stampin Blends. So I have got some Old Olive and Rich Razzleberry. So these come 2 shades of each colour. So you can buy them individually, or as a combo pack, and I obviously recommend that you get the combo pack. The fact you can buy them individually means that if you run one out sooner than the other, then you can just replace it with the one that you need. Each of these pens has a, caps are nice and tight, that's what we want, because alcohol obviously evaporates quite quickly. So you've got like a bullet tip, at one end. Oh, I never use the bullet tip personally, but you can see that with the fine line that we've got here on the barrel. And then at the other end, we've got a thicker line, which signifies the brush tip. There we go. So basically you add colour and then blend the two together on your card. So we recommend that you use the thick Whisper White cardstock for doing this technique. Alcohol pens do bleed through, that is perfectly normal, but it does mean that you need to remember that so that you've got to layer it up on your cards. I'm not very fluent today. Fluent? I had 3.5 hours sleep last night. I'm going to blame the lack of, vocab on brain cells not being completely awake today. So I personally like to start with a darker colour and then blend in with the light one. That's just my personal preference. But as you colour, just think about the direction that the light's coming in. So I'm just going to start colouring so that you can see that this is what I like to do. And obviously you can have a play with your own pens to get some results that you like. So alcohol pens, it can take a little bit of practice, but once you've got the technique, it's the kind of thing that you'll do all the time. Or is that just me? I'm a little bit hooked. Have been for years, so I'm very excited at Stampin' Up our stocking their very own range of Stampin' Blends, which obviously in our colour families, so that they all blend perfectly. Ha 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 ha. No pun intended. Oh dear. Clearly Nick needs to get more sleep because my jokes are even less funny than usual. To be fair, that was a pure accident. It wasn't actually intentional. So now I'm taking my lighter pen and then just dragging it over the top. Now you can come in and add more on the top, but you do need to be careful because it can bleed, and obviously we don't want that to come out the edge of the stamped area. So you might need to just add a bit, let it dry a bit, and then come in and add a bit more just to blend it out so you've got a nice smooth change of colour. So. I deliberately stopped talking in case somehow when I come to edit this video I can work out how to speed it up. So that's the body of the dragon done. Now, if I add some rich raspberry, so I'm only going to add a teeny bit of the dark pen just here, just to add some texture on the wings. Gone a bit splodgy there. Hopefully it'll work out okay. Dear, I seem to have a runny nose. Sorry, everyone. I'm whispering, you probably can't hear me. I do like this dragon. I've coloured him in quite a few times already. Not made many cards with him on, but I've coloured him in a lot. There we go. See if we can fix these wings. Oh, sugar. Just gone splodged out the line. Never mind. It is fixable. So we also have a blender pen. Now blender pens are not actually designed for blending the colour together. And we're talking about a Stampin Blend blender pen, not our traditional blender pens that we use for watercolouring that we also stock, but a Stampin Blends blender pen. So whilst you could use it to colour over the top of the design, it's actually more of a colour lifter. So that when you do make a mistake, just get it out of my folio. Oh, it's actually called a colour lifter, so that's, you know, jolly lucky because that's what it is. But the theory is, and I've not actually had to do it with these pens yet, so I may not do this, but I've used another brand for many years, but literally you effectively push the colour. So it doesn't actually remove it from the project, it just pushes it back to where you want it to be. So I've done that a little bit and it has faded it. And what I'll do is I'll leave it to dry and then come in again and just push that rich raspberry into this wing of the dragon, ready for, using it really. Okay, so we can then cut it out with the die on the Big Shot, and here's one that I already cut out. Oh, there we go. Can you see the difference? I coloured his antenna. They're not antenna. What are they? Ears, maybe? In green, and on this one I've done them rich raspberry. Don't think it really matters. I think I prefer that one actually. But anyway, who cares? I'm going to stop this now and come back so that we can finish the card. So my Brushos have dried. I have die cut out my dragon. So do you want to see? So this is the one that I thought was a complete mess, but I let it dry and I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how it ended up. And I thought that this bit here looked a little bit like fire. So I thought if I place my dragon here, it looks a little bit like he's breathing out fire. That was my logic. So I'm just going to assemble this card quick and then I'll show you the results of the second one that we did. So I've got a rich raspberry card base and I'm going to use some Tombow glue to glue it on with. Get to the end of this one. It's always good, isn't it? I've got about 4 of these on the go at the moment, all running out. Let's see if this one's any better. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Don't actually need this much glue, but hey, it'll make it nice and secure, won't it? sure I got it the right way around. Now, whilst it's dried relatively flat, I think I might have to put this one under something heavy just to, you know, stop it from curling up while it dries. The glue dries, that is. Okay, dragon. Do you remember I mentioned about the colours bleeding through? So there's the front. That's perfectly normal for alcohol pens. So, you know, it's just one technique that you can't do a one layer card with, unfortunately. Well, you could if you lined your card, I guess. Just not got very much in shot, have we? Shall I adjust this camera? There we go. So hopefully you can see it better now. So I've just put some glue on out of shot, but you know, I think you all know how to put glue on the back of something. You've done it enough times like I have. Okay, I need to stop whispering. It's a bad habit. So there we go. There's my fire breathing dragon. And then I've taken the sentiment from the, what's this stamp set called? Magical Day? Magical Day is what it's called? Magical Day, look, there we go. So I've used Hope Your Day is Magical. And just stamped it out in some black memento and then die cut it out with a die that I think is actually retired. But if you're interested, it was tags and labels framelets, so I probably should check if they are still available. If they're not, sorry. I'm sure you've got something equally suitable in your stash. The die that comes with the set cuts out the magical. It doesn't go around the whole outside, which is why I've decided to do this. I'll just pop that on there like that. There we go. Cool. Excellent. So there's that one done. We see it okay like that. All a bit sideways, isn't it? So there we go. There's the first one done. I'm just going to put it to one side to show you the second one. So the blue, this is the one where I actually stuck it down so the pages didn't curl. What do we think? I really like it. I really like it. It's so pretty. So I have got my base. I've now cut out a panel in Night of Navy, which I'm just going to put some glue on the back of this. Like that. So this one didn't curl quite so much because I had it flat. Still a little bit damp in that corner, but it's okay. Which way around do I like it? Doesn't really matter, I'm not putting it on the front of the card yet, am I? But you know, I do work a certain way around. I'm a bit weird like that. Or maybe I'm normal. Let me know. So yeah, could do with drying just a little bit more because I've got a bulge over here. But hey, I'm sure you'll forgive me. Because, you know, I'm up against the clock. Kids will be home soon from their afternoon out with Granny, which I'm very, very grateful for. Granny. It actually means I'm doing something for me. So I spent the morning doing housey jobs, so I don't feel guilty about crafting. However, the dining room was really nice and clean and tidy before I started. It now looks like a small bomb's gone off. So after I finish this, I should probably have to tidy up again. Oh dear, to have a dedicated craft room, that would be nice. So I'm just sticking this onto a pool party card base, like so. There we go. So for somebody that has spent most of her life using dry glue because I get in a mess, I've become a bit of a convert to the old Tombow because it gives you that bit of wiggle room it's a nice strong glue as well. So I have die cut out this. What do we think? Like it? I like it a lot. So this is from one of our celebration die sets, which is called, what's it called? Celebrate You. Celebrate You thin lip dies. So you can get this with a qualifying order that's £90 or more as a level 2 option in celebration. And so you get 3 dies in this set. Don't know if it's, which is You, Celebrate, and Amazing. But that's the one I've cut out, so you can see that one a bit better. Actually, I've got them die cut out here as I was trying to figure out what to put on the front of the card. So there's Celebrate, You, and then there's Amazing, obviously. Okay, because you know, you are all amazing. I am very blessed to have lots of amazing people in my life, lots of which I've met through crafting and Stampin' Up. So thank you very much for, you know, spending time with me, you know, stamping from my dining room table. I've got ink on my hands. Never mind. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of Amazing. I'm using Tombow again. We do have a fine tip glue as well, which is perfect for this kind of thing. And I do have some somewhere, but you know, this is to hand. And as I said, the dining room is already a huge mess, which I'll need to tidy up before dinner, as well as actually cooking some dinner. But you know, who's worrying about that? Not me. I'm not worrying about that. I might be a little bit. Whispering again, stop it, sorry. Okay. So, God, yeah, I've got the shakes. I haven't really. Okay, so just stick on Sentiment Amazing. To choose which amazing person to send it to. So you could just leave it like that. But you know what? I'm going to add a knight. Because why not? I love this knight. He's really cute. Do you think that ruins it? Does it ruin it? It is pretty nice without it. I was going to put the knight on, but now I'm not sure. Maybe I'll leave it off. Make it more of a grown-up card. It is a bit grown-up. I was thinking of, you know, people like my mum, who's got the kids, so she's pretty amazing, and a knight in shining armour. And you know what? It's Mother's Day, isn't it? Oh, what to do, what to do, what to do. I'm going to leave it like that because actually it's a really pretty background and I like it like that. So there we go. We've learned how to Brusho together, and we've also done some colouring with Stampin Blends. So, you know, that's quite an achievement. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll put details of all of the products that I've used on my blog, which is thestickyelf.co.uk or stickyelf.blogspot.co.uk if you want to go direct to it. And of course you can shop online and order all of these lovely things, and we're celebrating till the end of March, so you can get something like this for free. See you soon.